brand that you're building? Because this is obviously, you are the host of this. So Elias Voelker is part of the brand of all things ops over here. But there's also the professional brand around Checkmk. How do you balance these two? And tell me a bit more about like how you lend your brand to the company and vice versa.
So, a few thoughts on that. First of all, the podcast is not about me and it's not about Checkmk. It's about the people we have on the show. So,
Got it. Awesome.
I try to, lob them a ball and provide them with an interesting question and sometimes also challenge what they say, but it's really all about them. So, that's I think number one. Number two is the sort of interplay between personal brand and professional brand. It depends. Sometimes sort of I lend my brand to Checkmk by saying, if I want, let's say, from a sales perspective, get in touch with somebody. It sometimes is easier when you have the podcast host of X on your forehead and not sales VP of X. They smell that coming from a mile away. So that's sometimes helpful. On the other hand, obviously, we are in our domain quite reputable company, so that sort of lends credibility to the podcast and the people that we can have as guests, that we are sort of a respected player in our particular industry. So, but last thing on the personal brand, they're not public yet, but they're coming out very soon. We're changing hosts, or we have a guest host, someone from my team. She will be a guest host on the show and do a few episodes just to mix things up. I think it's a great way for her to develop. She's a great conversationalist already, and that way she can develop that skill set, develop her personal brand in the market as well. And it just mixes things up, and people don't always have to listen to my old voice, but have somebody fresh on the show as well. So she'll do a few guest episodes, and let's see, maybe we make this an every other episode thing, depending on the feedback and how things go and how we like it.
I really like that. I think the way that you describe this is almost like a symbiotic relationship. Like there's like almost like your brand and your company's brand is like working in tandem to build this. And now you're sort of expanding that to like slowly bring different people into the mix and then like sustaining it so that like the podcast like lives outside of just you as a brand as well, which is another great way of extending the brand and for the company.
For sure.
And I know that, and I know